Is that Brandon? Yes, it is. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of me reading through my saved tweets. Remember, they're not tweets that I have made, they're tweets that I have found over the last couple of months, saved, and now I'm just going to sort of talk about them because I'm one of those people that I like to collect things and then talk about them afterwards. So these were all collected from in and around 2019, so although that was last year, it does make for a good 2020 video. So let's start with a tweet from one of not only just my friends, but my YouTube friends. So his name is Jack Edwards, and I think this was around Christmas time because he's called his name Jack Gingerbread Edwards. Quite funny, I like that. He's tweeted, "My special talent is making good presents look absolutely shite due to my inability to wrap them properly." And I think that's exactly the same for me. I'm the sort of person that can't wrap presents, so I either just won't wrap the presents and I'll put them in a bag, or I would just give someone their gift just like that, basically. Yeah, I can relate to that. Alex Chamberlain tweeted, "If people are hating on you, it's often because they are 1, threatened by you, 2, jealous of you, 3, feeling like you're above them, so they put you down to feel better about themselves. The greatest people have haters for a reason, so take it as a compliment." And I think that's probably one of the best tweets that I saw last year. That was literally right at the end of 2018. Oh wow, it was 2 years ago. But I think that is just, the fact that I've had that tweet on my phone for coming up to almost 2 years, firstly is insane. But secondly, yeah, I think people will only hate on you if they're threatened by you, if they're jealous of you, or if they feel that you're above them and they want to try and compete. There are some people that just won't be able to compete with you, and there are just so many people out there that will just always think that they're better than you, or will always try and put you down, no matter how many times you prove them wrong, or how many times you advocate that you are this good person and that they are just losing out on a friend, really. That actually, yeah, that's probably the only reason that they will put you down. They're threatened, they're jealous, or they feel that you are above them. So I think the last part of that tweet is probably the most important. The greatest people have haters for a reason, so take it as a compliment. So I think if you don't have haters, there's nothing to be jealous of about you. But I think if you have haters, there's a reason for it, because you're obviously doing something right that somebody else doesn't appreciate. Therefore, they hate you because they can't do it themselves. Is it even Christmas if people don't complain about the queues in the supermarket? Yep, this is something that I can pretty much vouch for as well. A lot of the time at Christmas, I don't go out shopping because I know it's going to be busy, and especially on things like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I think firstly, you can't even go shopping on those days, so unless you go shopping a week before, you won't actually be able to get your shopping because the queues will be incredibly massive. Also, I don't know why there's so many Christmas tweets coming out. We're not even in December. Another tweet here from Millie Redmond, so another fellow YouTuber. "As if a client came in yesterday and said, 'I came across your YouTube channel, I was watching your videos and you're actually full of yourself,' and laughed. Clearly jealous at its finest." I think that sort of links on from the last one, that someone came in to her work and just they thought that she was full of herself. I think there's a difference between being full of yourself and being confident. I think there's a lot of girls, and there's a lot of guys actually, that if you dress in a certain way or if you wear makeup in a certain way, you will be judged. And I think you'll just be judged on however you look, however you talk, however you look, wherever you're from, whatever you do. But I think that the fact that someone was so low to sort of tell her that she thought she was full of herself, she's obviously just confident. She obviously looked good in that video, and the person who made that negative comment was probably only just jealous of the fact that they couldn't look as good as she does. Don't worry, Millie babes, I've got you. "You don't know how embarrassing your pals are until you're in the front of the taxi and they are in the back." Now, this is something that I used to do because I used to always be designated front seat passenger. I used to go out with a variety of different people, girls, boys, gays, straights, whatever, the lads even. I don't even know why I went out with the lads, because the nights are just them all just snogging people and me just sort of like, I'm the gay best friend. But yeah, it is quite funny, especially if everyone's drunk. Like, there were so many nights out where I wasn't drunk, but all of my friends were. And I'd sort of go, "It's alright, I'll sit in the front again, I'll talk to the cab driver or whatever just to make sure we get home safe." I just sort of say, "Look, my friends are a little bit drunk, but as long as we're safe and as long as we're getting home and have a nice conversation about family and whatever, then that's absolutely fine." But yeah, can relate to that one as well. Another one here from Breezy. "I was on Tinder and accidentally swiped left on a guy I had a huge crush on, and I obviously wanted to match him, so I literally bought Tinder Premium for $9.99 just to go back and swipe right on him. ... We didn't match." That's quite funny, but it's also quite powerful in the fact that sometimes what's meant to be or what's not meant to be is just not meant to be. The fact that she swiped the wrong way on a guy and then she bought membership to try and match that guy and still didn't match him just goes to show that obviously there wasn't really that connection there. She may have liked him, but even if she would have swiped the right way, they wouldn't have matched. So, just a life lesson. If things just aren't meant to be, then things just aren't meant to be. Okay, the next tweet here is from B. My whole life consists of people asking me if I've seen this movie, and me telling them no, I haven't, and them telling me I should see the movie, me telling them I add it to the list, but there is no list and I won't watch that movie. Oh, this is one of those that I absolutely love. But to be fair, I am one of those people that does like to have a list. And if people say to me, oh, you should check out this video or you should check out this person, I'm literally going to write that down straight away. But I know for me, I will tell someone to maybe check out a particular film or check out a particular content creator on YouTube, for example. And I know that they're not really interested and they probably won't do it. But the fact that I've just given them extra content to look at least I know I've done my part, basically. So yeah, this is true in terms of other things, that sometimes people will mention other things to me and I will still write it down, but my intention of actually going forward with it is very unlikely, especially if I'm busy and I've got other things to do. But just writing it down just shows that you actually care. Why don't ITV make a show where it's just Simon Cowell and Gordon Ramsay sitting on a park bench hurling insults at anyone walking past? Obviously I changed the word because I don't like that C word, but I mean, I think that would be quite funny because both Simon and Gordon are quite big characters. They're quite big personalities as well. Obviously, Simon's known for his roles in X Factor. Gordon Ramsay is known for his like swearing at people in the kitchen. Famous people, non-famous people, any sort of people, non-people, animals, kids, whatever. But I think that might be quite funny to sort of just have a show with just two of them, or a show hosted by comedians, or a show hosted by actresses, rather than all these like dating shows and quiz shows and stuff. Maybe just having like a comedy show where it's just people doing skits or doing funny things, really. But yeah, I think Simon Cowell and Gordon Ramsay would be quite funny for that, so not a bad suggestion there. When it's December 31st and someone says, see you next year. Now, I think this is quite funny because a lot of people actually preempt that that's going to happen before it happens. They sort of go, oh, don't even bother saying you're going to see me next year, like it's basically the next year already. And I think I actually went out with one of my friends a couple of days before New Year's, and I was just sort of like, oh, I'll see you next year, and he was just like, what? And I was like, well, yeah, it's December 30th, the next time I'm going to see you is next year. And he was just like, just rolled his eyes at me, and I was like, sorry, but it's true. But yeah, it's one of those ones that has a weird, funny meme with it as well. I'm not sure where that's from, it's just a kid holding an apple. Okay, so this next one then is from Demi. When you stand on a plug, aya basta. Yeah, I think that's quite funny. And there are so many videos where there are so many different names of people that just fit a particular sentence. I think sometimes the profiles are made fake because I've looked for some of these names on Facebook and they're not real profiles. They're just made just for a meme. The meme goes viral, but then the page doesn't even get used. But yeah, that's quite funny actually. If you read it as her name actually is phrased, you'll fully understand what is what's going on there. Another one here from Moiri. If you're not being real and you're just projecting something that isn't you, people will know. It's better to just be yourself. You don't need to be perfect or have a life full of achievements to be loved. Also, I'd rather not be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. I think that's probably the best part of the quote, that you don't want to be loved for this character that you're trying to portray, but then it's sort of like, yeah, you would rather someone hate you for the genuine person that you are than someone love this character that you are just actually not, sort of thing. And I think that's a really, really interesting tweet, that it is better to just be yourself. There is no one out there like you, hence that is why you've been created as you. So whether you want to change your gender, whether you want to transition, whether you are a different ethnicity or a different sexuality, just be you and be proud of who you are, however you are. But yeah, I think that's the best part of the quote, that actually I'd rather be hated for who I am in terms of my normal self than be loved for something that I'm not. That's a really, really interesting one, so I thought I'd include that one here. A lot of these tweets and a lot of these saved memes I didn't actually realise I had, so I'm just refreshing my memory, going back over these and just explaining why and how I feel like they're relevant. This is quite an interesting one by Beyonce. Me without acrylic nails, humbled, kind, but most likely broke. Me with acrylics, that bitch, doesn't care about feelings, gets stuff done and looks good doing it. Also, tapping noises. And I think that's basically like ASMR. I think for me personally, I absolutely love wearing acrylic nails. I haven't got them on now. I haven't had them on for a while because I've actually got to do a lot of work. But in terms of acrylic nails, yeah, I think that's probably one of the good things about it, that without them, you just feel normal and you just feel standard. But when you wear them, you feel like you are the person. Like you can do nail tappings, you get stuff done. But yeah, it's yeah, quite an interesting one. I do relate to that. And I just feel, I think personally for me, I will touch on this one again, I do feel that slightly a little bit more confident when I do have my nails on, because I'm different, because it makes me look a bit more interesting, because, I don't know, just because it's something that you wouldn't necessarily assume guys to do, to wear acrylic nails or to wear fake nails. I've got so many packets that I haven't worn yet. I'm hoping to wear them once I finish university. So yeah, that is my next goal. We'll do a few more, then we'll end this video, and then we'll do another part next week. Excuse me, do you know how to get to the... Yeah, I think this is actually quite a funny one. There isn't really much text on it, but it's literally, as soon as a pigeon just pops over to you, you're just chucking seeds in it, or you're chucking some form of bread or food or something. But actually, sometimes they might just want to know where to go. Obviously, as a human, you can't communicate with them and tell them where the library is because they don't speak English. You can't really point. But I think it's quite funny that memes like this are created, because sometimes pigeons might just want to have a conversation, but they just don't realise we can't speak their language, and obviously we know that we can't speak their language. But yeah, it's just the standard thing that when you see any form of animal come over, maybe not dogs and cats, but in terms of like pigeons and seagulls, you just chuck something at it, really. So yeah, excuse me, do you know how to get to the... Well, you've got bread, so you're fine now. I love it when you're talking to a friend and they're like, okay, so, and you're like, yes, I'm so ready for this drama you're about to rip someone so good. Absolutely. I feel like a lot of conversations that I have, it usually starts with, oh my god, you're never going to believe, or oh no, or okay, so, or you'll never guess what. And it's like, you just know what type of situation or what type of conversation that's going to lead to. I think for me, a lot of conversations will just naturally turn into these sorts of conversations where you're just talking about something normal, or someone's having dinner and then someone goes, okay, so basically, yeah, and then they'll get into the ripping into someone. But it happens all the time. I think not very recently, because there's not anybody recently that anyone's had a problem with. I think it's just ongoing things that people just don't like people, and people don't like particular things and things, whatever. But this is something that did happen pretty much mostly in first and second year, that any form of conversation that started with, okay, so, or you never guess what, or you never believe what I did, it was ending up either ripping into someone or ripping into something that that person had done themselves, especially me. Did a lot of things last year. The last one for this video, we'll finish off with Jack Mate. So, Jack, Fiona, can you help me with my rapping? Fiona, yeah, sure. Alexa, play hip hop instrumental. Should I just dump her now? Obviously, he meant rapping in terms of like Christmas rapping. She thought he meant rapping as in like rapping. But yeah, thought that was quite funny. Nice one to end. Obviously, that's to do with Christmas again. I just don't know why so many of my tweets were to do with Christmas. I think when I was saving these tweets, I was saving them around Christmas time of 2018. So almost 2 years ago. That is mad. Firstly, I can't believe that we're in 2020. And secondly, I can't believe that some of these tweets I'd saved from almost 2 years ago. But that is it for this video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. There'll be another one next week. Hopefully another tweets video or a different type of video. But until my next video, I do hope you enjoyed and I will see you then. And until then, goodbye.